Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your
hosts,
Mike.
and Torya.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Today we have a nice guest joining
A guest? Where?
She's right here. Her name is Sadia.
Hello.
She's very funny. That's good because she's a comedian, so I would hope that she's funny. Apparently, she speaks several languages, and maybe we'll find that out tonight.
Is one of them Klingon?
No, unfortunately.
But here she is. So welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's great to meet you both.
It's nice to meet you too.
So you were telling us before the show that you you have an album out on YouTube, and I think everybody needs to know about this.
Thank you. I feel the same way. So it's called the Total Dick Experience, but I say it's, not OnlyFans, it's more Sesame Street. And it came from doing too much stand-up with these sad, broken men who talk about their junk.
Sad, broken junk?
I guess so, yeah, some of it, because the first song I wrote is called Dicks. Dicks, there's lots of different dicks. Some are short, some are thick, some are teeny tiny, but don't get whiny. And then I'll cut to the end for time. I say, no matter what dick I gave to you, guys, you have hands and a mouth. Just use them too.
Now I know what I'm going to be doing later, is listening to all of that.
Oh, please
Probably
do.
on repeat. And then I will share it to all of my friends on Facebook because,
Love it. Thank you.
So that's funny. That's really funny.
Thank you.
And I mean, it reminds me of that what we did an episode recently about the comedy show that we went to at the Strat. And we didn't have a lot of positive things to say about anyone except maybe the MC.
The MC was hilarious.
Am I correct? He was really good, but the rest of them were just...
What was his name? I'll go find it. I'll go look up the episode because I know some people.
I can't recall the name at this point. It's been so long.
Oh,
but basically, he would make jokes, especially like of an ethnic nature. And like there might be one of those people in the room and they're laughing, but everyone else is going, huh? He wasn't reading the room, and there was a lot of
He
that.
needed more white people jokes and less other colored people jokes because it was a very white room.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, but I was trying not to go there.
Yeah, you got to read the room. I mean, yeah.
It was an interesting experience because, Torya generally says she doesn't like stand-up. And I generally do like it. But that night we were both in agreement. We went to eat afterwards and we were like, what in the hell did we just sit through? Like,
oh my gosh. Well, you got to see Fluffy.
I love him.
Oh, yeah.
We saw him at Dodger Stadium.
He's coming to Vegas. I forget where he's going to perform, but he's coming.
It was last weekend.
Cosmo.
Like his last show was yesterday at the Cosmo.
Was
yes.
it? No.
Yes, it was the 9th.
Extended.
6th to the 9th.
I thought he extended.
Nope. It was supposed to be the 7th and the 8th, and he extended 6 to 9. Because
so he did extend.
He couldn't pick funnier dates.
Days. Oh, that sucks. We saw him at Dodger Stadium last year around this time, right?
Yes.
We're getting Torya on that stage. We're getting Torya to do stand-up. That lady's funny.
Well, I tell her all the time how funny she is. And then sometimes I just purposely tell her she's not funny when she is funny because I don't want her to have a huge ego. But then I later tell her, "No, I was kidding. You actually are funny. That was funny." But I just like mess with her a little bit, and I think that's how I have fun. And that's because she's funnier than me. Now that you've said, you've got it on tape. You're funnier than me.
The key to stand up is keeping your set 3 minutes or less. Now, we had a guy about a week or so ago who was arguing when his time ran out, and the entire audience was booing him, and the manager nearly yanked him off the stage. So one of my jokes is, hey guys, the only time a girl wants you done in 3 minutes or less is on this stage.
Does the manager have one of those big shepherd's hooks and just like grabs him by the neck and pulls him off? Because that would be rad.
That would be a really cool idea. If we could find one, we could maybe give her one. Her name's Cassie. She's awesome.
Yeah, we'll have to pitch
she
it
needs
to her.
She needs that or a stun gun.
Yeah, just come tomorrow night. I'll introduce you. We'll see what we can do.
I mean, if you use a stun gun, you still got to drag them off by their feet because they're all like half dead.
Yeah, I think the giant hook.
Ideal.
The hook is a better idea. You can physically remove them.
I take no credit for that. I stole it from The Simpsons.
Oh, you take all the credit for it. Yeah.
Everything comes from The Simpsons.
That's from vaudeville, I think, actually. So it predates The Simpsons.
Well, The Simpsons steals everything from somewhere else, so you're probably not wrong.
Exactly. Yet they allegedly predict the future so often. I don't quite understand how that works, but hey.
They predicted Donald Trump. And
Matrix.
Exactly. And the 2020 pandemic. Like, come on now. Both.
Yeah.
Those are the two most significant events in my America living life.
Where was your non-American life?
Canada.
Hey.
Don't you know?
Hockey. Yay.
I can't do the accent so well anymore, but sometimes I can pull it out a little bit.
Ooh. So do you say project instead of project?
No, I'm Western Canadian. We know how to speak English.
Thank you. Are you the Vancouver flavor or the Saskatchewan flavor or the Alberta flavor?
The Alberta
of Western?
flavor.
The best.
The Southern Alberta mountain dwelling Alberta flavor, yes.
Fantastic.
I remember teasing her about the way she would say certain words, and she'd insist that we do not say that. We just do not say
Mobile.
that.
Oh, a
and
boot?
so first day we're there, and we're going through it like a Starbucks drive-through.
Oh, wait, not Tim Hortons? Wait, I'm scandalized.
The way oot is over there. And I looked at her and I said, there you went it. And you just said it. Where the way oot is over there. And she was like, I did not say that. Then she said it again. She just once admitted that she did say it.
Now I do it on
Part of her
purpose.
charm.
Let's get
Part
oot
of
She
her
does it
charm.
on purpose. Yeah, let's get oot
A
out here.
boot.
Yep.
A boot. So I have a joke. This really happened in Vegas when I was a karaoke DJ at Ellis Island, which you totally should go to. Best barbecue, best restaurant. So I stayed late one night to work on the database, which between you and me needed some love. And like 10 or 12 guys come in, blue jeans and matching plaid flannel shirts. The bar is completely empty at that point, except me and the bartender, because we're both doing our thing. They stand in the middle of the bar, taking up space that no one else needs. And they simultaneously say, sorry. And I said, gentlemen, let me guess, Canadian? They're like, how'd you know?
They were from Saskatchewan, weren't they? Oh my God, the flannel gives it away.
It was the funniest thing. It was like, you can't make this up. But they literally just walked in instead of saying, hey, excuse me, or hello, can we, sorry?
So sorry.
They were good looking too. It must have been a bachelor party. I was like, I don't know what you're sorry for, honey.
If you want the most hilarious Canadian accents, visit Winnipeg. Yes.
Okay.
Not in the winter because you might turn into an actual icicle, but
I want to go to Saskatoon because I just think it's the most badass name. Like, what a cool name. I want to go. I want to eat Saskatoon pie and talk to real Saskatoonians.
I mean,
sounds like Whoville.
I mean, Mike, you've met people from Saskatoon. Do you remember my friend Meredith?
Uh-huh.
So I mean, they're nice people.
I'm from Cincinnati,
Yeah.
Ohio. It's the middle of nowhere, and I say that with respect because we border Canada. After Lake Erie is Ohio, borders Canada. We have Kentucky to the south, Pennsylvania to the east, and Indiana to the west. So no one knows what we are: east, west, north, south. Like we're everything. And I just get a vibe that the Saskatoonians would be cool people.
They're Flatlanders. I mean, they're all farmers, and so you'll get some good Saskatoon pie, but probably not in the city. You got to go out to a small town. Find yourself a town with about 600 people and go to their farmer's market. Best pie of your freaking life.
Canadian intel. I got it. Okay, I'm on it. Thank you.
Bonus points if you can find Hutterites. They have the actual best pie in the entire universe. They're like Mennonites, but slightly different.
Oh, but Canadian. Okay. Well, they don't
Canadian
have internet,
version.
so you got to know somebody, I guess.
Yeah.
What in the hell? How did we get here?
I don't know. We started making fun of my fake accent, and that's how we got here, I think.
I was sitting here thinking through it, and I was like, how in the hell did we get here? And then we start talking about Canada, and what am I wearing? A stupid lacrosse shirt. This did not happen for us. Trust me.
It's the actual national sport of Canada. It's not hockey. It's lacrosse.
What?
Yeah.
What? I feel offended.
A quick little lesson for everybody.
Okay, well, I used to brag to my Canadian, guests when I was a big bus tour guide. I was like, I know that your capital's Ottawa. And I would say, what flavor of Canadian are you? And they'd be like, well, I'm from Vancouver. I'm like, oh, that's on top of Washington State. They're like, well, I'm from Quebec. I'm like, I think that's kind of on top of New York. And then the Alberta ones would confuse me. And I would be like, well, you're over Montana. And the Saskatchewan's over North Dakota. And I kept calling Canada our hat until some Canadians called us your diaper. And I was...
It's all about the perspective, isn't it?
I take it that they had been to Florida because I was like, well, it does run downhill, doesn't it?
I always used to call Florida America's dick, because if you look at a map.
You're going to love my album. If you ever want to sing back up, like, let me know. Or tambourine, we'll give you a triangle or something to play,
Stuff.
Well, if you ever run a tour bus again, make sure you kick the person from Quebec off.
Really?
That's just some Western Canadian love for all of my Eastern Canadian friends.
I would curse at them in French because apparently their bad words are tabernacle and cup.
It's just tabernacle, no ol on the end.
Right, but in English it's tabernacle, but they're like chalice, tabernacle. Like they're so pure. And in French it's like whore.
Yeah, pretty much. It's great.
Okay.
Sorry, Mike, we've been having the girl power hour.
No, it's been interesting to hear because I've heard some of this before, but not like as a bystander, but more as someone who got sucked into the conversation. So this has been interesting because we got to listen to what you two had to say about the topic and like think through in my head, but I still don't know what I would say if confronted directly about some of these topics.
My very favorite thing to do as a person from the Great White North is to convince people that I definitely lived in an electrical equipped igloo as a child. And my sled dogs, my sled dog died, so I had to get a snowmobile to pull my sled,
Oh no. Yeah. I used to mess with people. I would say, I'm sniffing, right? Like, what's that smell? I smell maple syrup. Do we have Canadians on this bus? And then everybody would laugh because I had heard them talking about, or I did a boot or whatever. Like they kept saying sorry. I was like, I smell maple syrup. D5 faux fum. I smell the blood of a Canadian.
That's fantastic. Oh, they're an easy people to make fun of, aren't they?
Well, so are we. I mean, it's not a bad thing to be known for being too terribly polite.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's funny. You should see people when they ask us, what do you like about living in Vegas compared to living in Orange County? And we say people are a lot nicer here. And they look at their mouths drop open like,
the people of Vegas are nice?
What?
Question mark?
People of Vegas are nice? And
we love that tourists. Yeah.
Like, you mustn't have actually interacted with somebody who actually lives here if you think they're rude here because it's quite the opposite.
Okay, can't drive worth a damn, but really
there you go. Driving sucks.
I was driving home today, and I took the most glorious video of a red Kia who had completely destroyed an electrical box and therefore knocked out the power for the entire intersection, and nobody knew how to four-way stop through the intersection. Traffic was backed up for blocks.
Well, that's because they're used to just running through it and not caring whether it's red or green or whatever.
Yellow light, that means go 17 times
drive
faster.
Here. Exactly. And you know what's really is sort of stupid is the blinking yellow left arrow. Why? Yeah. Like, why have that? Either give me the fucking left turn or don't. Don't blink and tell me, well, go if you can and don't go if you can't. You're going to just cause an accident because these maniacs don't stop when it's a red light. They're not going to go slower because you're going in front of them. They're just going to hit you and not care.
Like the orange light.
Do three right turns make a left turn? Is that the easier way around it? You turn right.
If you could get there, yeah, but you can't always
There's
get
too
there
many
because it's
islands in Las Vegas for you to do that easily. You end up 17 miles out of your way.
Hell no. The worst place for islands that I've ever driven is Australia. Every road there has a giant island, but you know what? They have a genius solution to it. They have a genius solution to it. They have the circle drive. It's great. I used to hate those things, and now I love them.
Like a roundabout?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Except you drive the opposite direction.
They work great. You want to go back the other way? Just go to the end, go around the roundabout, go the other way. No one's crossing paths and getting hit. It's ingenious. And the only thing you have to kind of be careful with is who got there first. And I've seen a couple of times where people overdo it, but, for the most part, it was pretty safe.
You are passionate about traffic.
Yeah, I'm passionate about rules, I guess you'd say.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying you get really inspired about traffic the way I go ballistic about grammar. I've taught English to foreigners, so I kind of have to. But when I had a company, I called it the present progressive, which is a verb tense. I thought it was,
right.
So if any, funders were like, we don't like it. I'm like, oh, no. It's a verb tense. So an example, just to back it up, like I am talking. That's the present progressive. He is reading. They are eating. Those are examples of the present.
Oh, it's like back to living with my mother. She was an English teacher.
Yeah. We're a crazy bunch. I get emotional about commas and apostrophes and things.
Are you one of those people at Facebook who has to correct all of the there, and there people?
Only in my head.
Beautiful.
I don't.
That's the way it should be, right?
So you're a grammar Nazi, but not an asshole. Perfect.
Notice it, but don't, notice it and keep it in mind. Mm-hmm. But that's the whole thing: is keep it in mind.
Unless
there's a reason it's called that.
Well, unless they're kind of asking for it, if they're rambling on about the importance of their education, or if they're saying that, English is the best language, or some, details are important, I may, if provoked.
There's too much irony to let it pass by.
Step up. But if it's just a typo, I'm like, I make mistakes too. Like, I'm not perfect.
Well, and to that point, people used to get on my case about doing that exact thing, but I used to say this: you're assigning an order to what I did. You chose the order and said, oh, that order was the wrong way to do it. But that's not what I did. What I did was I did this first, then this, and then that. Give me the credit for going in the right path, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This kind of thing, I'm sorry, losing my train of thought here. This kind of thing where you're...
Wow.
Please help me.
I lost your train of thought at the same time as you did, I think.
So
all right, well, we can cut that part.
So you wanted credit for following the steps correctly, even if someone maybe knew a shortcut to get the right answer. You're very much a procedural guy.
Bingo. Thank
Mr.
you.
Chessman.
You're right. That's
yeah,
exactly. Very analytical. So it's things I want to, and you're right. The chess part makes me think of things in a certain order, and in some instances I can acknowledge that. Well, there's a way to get there in 3 steps instead of 5, might be better, etc. But then sometimes maybe getting there in 3 steps was too soon. You know, we could go on and on and on. It gets deep. But the point is, I'm learning to be more flexible about that kind of stuff, and moving here helped me with that.
I see Torya smiling.
This man is completely different when it comes to the rigid rule following from when I met him. He's changed.
Well,
it congratulations,
an awful lot. Sheldon.
So I'm giving him the credit.
No, we all are who we are. We all operate the way we operate until we find someone who does it differently. That's why I'm so grateful I speak more than one language, because it forces you to realize that by switching the adjective and the noun, or Hindi is insane. I think the verb agrees with the adjective. It just isn't. It's crazy. But, the English way is not the only way. And if they're making their words different and spelling stuff differently, it's going to impact what rhymes. It's going to impact what you think makes sense. So my way is not the only way, and it might not even be the best way. So it sounds like even with, Canada and the U.S., with the two of you, you found some common ground and you made each other better people.
Hey.
I think what it really, to me, what it turns out to be is just the transparency that she has with me and vice versa. When you tell somebody, in any kind of relationship, romantic, business, interpersonal, if you tell somebody you're going to be non-judgmental, and the first time they share something with you, you judge them, how often do you think they're going to share with you after that, right? But when you have somebody who says, I'm going to be non-judgmental, and you share with them, and they go, okay, well, how can I help you? Like, what can I do? Now you're like, wow, hold on a second. I didn't get judged. And I also didn't get thrown at someone's opinion of the situation. I just got asked, hey, what can I do for you? And then you take it from there, right?
Can we put that on a t-shirt? Like, it suddenly got really deep and profound here. Like, that's really feeling.
It took a weird turn from making fun of Canadians.
Well, I think it's
But that's how
crazy.
You don't judge. Like, how do you not judge? You say, okay, how can I help? How do you feel about that? Like, what can I do for you? That's well done, Torya. He's a keeper. He's yours. I don't want him. He's yours, but he's a good one.
She's amazing with that, and I wouldn't have ever thought that I would get married again. But you find somebody that you just click with, and you just go for it. So I don't know. I don't know how we got. I know we had a way we got here, but I'm not sure how.
It's been a very strange road.
Well, I'll take part of the credit or the blame.
Her jokes invoke like these thoughts in my head about things we've talked about, and unfortunately they're not all linked together cohesively, and so then when they come out, it's just like random crap just coming at you. But hey, sometimes random crap can be even funnier than cohesive crap.
Speaking of not judging other people, do you guys want this Am I the Asshole that I found? Because it's all about judgment.
Yes, I do.
All right, that way we can save some of the judgment we've had all this while and
throw it on
here. This will be great.
All right.
This will be great.
Am I the asshole for refusing to take my girlfriend to nice places because she eats like a little kid? My girlfriend is an incredibly picky eater. Like I said in my title, she eats like she's 10 years old. In fact, I'll give a short list of things she refuses to eat. Unflavored water, fish, unless it's fried shrimp, anything with bones, cheese other than sharp cheddar, spinach, onions, garlic, pasta without red sauce, eggs, anything spicy, aioli, pastries with fruit, citrus, sausage, or any non-American food. This compares to me, someone who grew up in multiple different regions of the U.S. and lived abroad for a few years, so I'm a bit more adventurous when it comes to food. Whenever me and my girlfriend go out somewhere, she ends up getting the same meals, usually either a burger or chicken tenders and fries. We could be going to an authentic Nepalese restaurant, and she will get the French fries and white rice. To me, it's kind of embarrassing to go to a restaurant where there is a dress code and for her to order chicken tenders and fries. It especially bothers me that since I typically pay, I end up paying $15 or more for chicken tendies that I could get in the freezer section at Walmart for just $5. Recently in our area, a very nice dinner place opened, and my girlfriend has been dying to go. I took a look at the place and the menu and saw that it looked nice, but the food was kind of pricey. She said she was probably going to get chicken tenders as per usual. I asked her what the point of going, then, if I can toss some tenders in the air fryer for her and not spend a ridiculous amount of money for it. She asked why I had an attitude about this, and I told her that I thought it was a waste of time and money to go to a nice place for her to just get little kid food. She interpreted this as me calling her a little kid. I clarified I wasn't actually calling her a child. However, it is kind of childish for her to eat the way she does. I also said that if she's going to order food, we can make it home. There's no point in us going anywhere. This led to an argument about me thinking I'm better than her. Am I the asshole?
Wow.
There's a lot to
There's
unpack
a lot
there.
to unpack there.
I love how you said that in stereo. Well, okay, so my first thought is she must be really hot. Or why is he with her? And my second thing, it's not me and my girlfriend. It's when my girlfriend and I. So I already don't like him. I knew you were. So he's no Prince Charming either. His grammar is childish. So perhaps they're a perfect match.
Childish grammar. Gotta love it.
Okay, now I'm going to be quiet. I want to hear what you two have to say.
What's up, Mike? What you think?
Well, I can see him being the asshole. I can see her being the asshole, but I'm not going to let it stay there because I think that's kind of the wimpy way out. I'm going to say that she's the asshole here.
Why?
Because I said
you're
so.
allowed to say that no one's the asshole, by the way. Just so that you're aware. That is an option.
Well, I know I can. We that's one of our rules. I know that. And we've established in this episode that I follow rules. So.
Well, I don't think anybody's the asshole here. I mean, I think he has the patience of a saint to only have told her, no, I'm not taking you to this super expensive place, you chicken tender eating psychopath. Like, let's go to Raising Cane's. They have the best chicken tenders in the universe. And it's only $8 for a whole combo.
Well, but that's why I think she's the asshole, because he was so patient and kind and explained to her in a nicer way than I could have, for sure. I mean, he explained it in a way that was gentle, and she could have went, oh, okay, cool. He cares about me, and blah, blah, blah. No, she throws him under the bus.
Well, I met a girl back when I lived in D.C. who was allergic to garlic and onions. And I didn't think that existed.
That must be a hard life.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm thinking if it's a medical thing where the girl gets ill and some of the crazy foods, like I think she said something about sausage that has garlic possibly in it or onions. But when you go out to dinner, you get dressed up, you feel special, the guy kind of cleans up a little bit. Just go for dessert. Like, I can see how the girl wants her man to clean up and take her someplace nice. Like, that's a girl thing. Sure. We like that. But if no one thought about just going for dessert, it's cheaper. Dessert and drinks. I'm sure she eats chocolate cake. Every kid does. So maybe that's the solution.
Like a double bubble ice cream cone, please.
The sprinkles. The sprinkles.
Marshmallow sauce.
But then they could... She gets, the fancy dining experience. He's not paying millions of dollars. But they don't sound compatible at all. So that's why my first reaction was she must be really hot.
Or just a magician in the way. One or the other.
Yeah.
How many times have I said that in situations like
all
this?
Of the times?
I don't know if I've actually been right yet, though.
His first reaction is always, well, she's annoying. She must be great in bed.
It's true, though. Like, I've seen couples where either one, man or the woman, forget which side it is. I'll go, God, if I was like her, I wouldn't want to be around him. I would slit my throat if I had to be around that guy. And, you just... I'm just honest about it. Boom, here it is. So I think people should be.
That's how I feel about men in their 20s.
Like she does. It's funny. Before we kind of wrap it up here, because we are going to need to wrap it up. Torya led a project to completely revamp the Yogi's Podcast Network website recently, and it was just launched this weekend. And there's a few technical things to iron out, but there always is, and we knew ahead of time, so it's not like it was unplanned.
Yogi'sPodcastNetwork.com, now 84% cuter.
Ooh, I will check it out.
It's awesome. She changed it up nicely. And there you'll see some broken stuff because let me just tell you, with WordPress, you do some really dumb stuff. That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't follow the rules, WordPress. Further. Come on, man, up your game.
I'll tell you after this. I will tell you after this. You will agree with me that they do dumb stuff.
Oh, I probably already agree with you now.
So, where can these nice people find you? I mean, we didn't even talk about that. How can they find you?
On YouTube, it's Sadia Music, S like Sam, A, D like David, I-A, and then a space, and the word music. And you'll know it when you see it. It has cartoon that my producer graciously did the cover art and just told me that he had done it. Not safe for work, probably. And then Tuesdays and Wednesday nights, come on, Vegas, come on down to Wise Guys on Main Street. You can perform for free if you get there by 6:45 and put your name in the bucket. Just have a 3-minute set and a 2-minute set. Because if there's too many people or like a ton of people, they cut the sets down to 2 minutes. And then on Wednesday night, they have the invited open mic, and about 6 people go up on standby. So I just want to promote the heck out of that club. Great, great people at Wise Guys. No heckling, no drink minimum. I mean, come and spend money, but it's a great place to, get your feet wet in the comedy community. If I'm there, I'll introduce you to everybody.
Okay, cool. I think that sounds awesome.
I think we're going to have to check that out sometime.
Yeah, let me know. So I'll make sure I'm there, and I'll make sure that you get Sadia's special VIP treatment. Here's the bathroom. Here's all the comics. You have to follow them on Instagram. Here's where we hang out. And blah, 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 blah.
Well, that's quite honestly, I mean, it's something I've been doing on Instagram of late on my personal Instagram account. It's following every Vegas thing I can flip and find.
Awesome.
Because I don't know if you heard, but when we moved here, we started a YouTube channel that's still teeny tiny. I mean, I think we're about 400 subscribers right now.
Cool.
But our videos are getting, a couple thousand views. So, I mean,
well, so many
I don't know
people
why.
Are coming here, and you two are so funny. Like, you're clearly a match made in heaven. I don't know what, if you believe in heaven or not, but you two are just adorable, and you're really good for each other. Like, it shows. Like, you're just a great team, and a lot of people are coming from Cali to Vegas. So you're kind of, breaking the ground, as it were. And I really hope you become part of the Wise Guys community. Now, on the weekends, they get famous people to come and perform. And if you're ever up in Salt Lake, that's where like the mothership is of Wise Guys. They've got like 5 different stages. And I went up there and performed. It was amazing. But Wise Guys is just good people. And they're opening up a new Wise Guys in Vegas. Management won't tell us where it is, but they're opening up a new one. So we're all very excited. Can't wait for more details.
Neat.
That's rad. I like it. I mean, that's one of the things we've said I think we mentioned it even in an episode. When we decided to move here, we decided we were going to try things, and even things that might be outside our comfort zone.
Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
Try things that are outside your comfort zone. It just is what it is. But I understand. I do. I go back to the very beginning. We're going full circle. I get the feeling that she has as well, because part of me is like, I could do that. No problem. I could do that.
Anybody can do it. You just have to prepare. You have to prepare. So don't just get up there and think I can wing it, because 3 minutes goes really fast. And so what we do is, you'll see some of us in the corner. It's like, leave me alone, I'm practicing. Set a timer on your phone. Know what you're going to do. Now, I've been singing my songs for 6 months. So occasionally I'll be like, all right, I'll do this song, and this song, done. But I've done the songs a bunch of times before. I'm not going to get up and do a new song on the spot. So just prepare. Get out that timer, 2 minutes and 45 seconds, 1 minute and 45 seconds. So you have your 2-minute set and your 3-minute set, because all eyes are on you, and you have to like command the energy.
That's the anxiety-inducing part. The eyes.
But if you know what you're doing, just own it. I say the same thing every time I get up on stage. Hello, wise guys, wise gals. My name is Sadia. It's like Nadia with an S. So the ice is broken and everybody knows what to expect. Sometimes I'm like, I'm the girl that sings about dick. So let's get right down to it. And I burst into song. I have a brand new song. I'm going to give you a hint. You may not know this, but prostitution is legal outside of Vegas. It's called Chicken Ranch. So I wrote a song about Chicken Ranch.
Did you go there to write your song?
No, I would be too terrified to go. But it's a
great question.
Because what are you going to do? Like, oh, hi, I'm just looking. Like, that's bad, right?
Just window shopping.
I'm afraid to even go on their website, but apparently they have girls and guys. And one day I was riding the bus because, I'm saving the earth while I save up for a Tesla. And this girl who was, shall we say, unusually attractive, I guess, unconventionally, she was bragging to some guy on the phone that Chicken Ranch had accepted her. And I think my heart stopped a little bit, like the same way I found out that Little Darlings, the 18-year-old strip club where the strippers are 18, they recruited the high schools out here.
Have you seen the slogan on that strip club? Thousands of beautiful girls and 3 ugly ones?
Yes. They're just covering their bases.
Yeah. But if I go and there's more than 3 ugly ones, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah, I think so, right?
We knew for a while we were going to be moving here, so we would come here. And one of the first times she got us an Airbnb, she didn't really know the neighborhoods at all.
It was by Jerry's Nugget.
Boy, did we get put into a terrible neighborhood.
In case you know where that is.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not
atrocious.
Good at all.
Yikes.
And
we'll come downtown. We'll give you a run for your money. Come to downtown Vegas.
We had a guy pick us up in a lift, and he told us that whole story about, that they recruit from the high schools here.
Yeah.
And at the time, we weren't sure if it was true or not. But we've heard it. I've heard it like 3 or 4.
I did not go to high school here. Again, from Ohio, and then I went to school back east. But I have spoken to girls who went to high school here, and yeah, that's true. And once you're 21, you can work at the pools and make thousands of dollars a week. Like, it's just, my mind is blown.
I'd like to recruit you over here to be the ugly one.
Sure, I'll be the ugly one.
I think she was talking to me.
No, I was talking to my other screen. Nobody in particular on this podcast. All right, now I'm ashamed.
Are you sure?
No, that was really funny. And remember, I do comedy. I mean, come on. Like, I do comedy. If you set me up like that, I'm not going to let that slide. Just like the grammar. I just can't. I had to jump on it.
That's like having it's like we were talking about at the baseball game. It's like having the scouting report that he likes to hit the high inside fastball. So you throw him a high inside fastball. When he hits it out of the park, who's to blame? You're the idiot that did exactly what they told you not to do. So,
well, I would say you're the genius that helped, the kid get signed, but we don't have to agree.
We don't have to talk about that part.
All right. Well, we might be getting Major League Baseball out here.
I hope so.
The local team moved from wherever they used to play, middle of nowhere. Now they play in Summerlin, which is a really nice.
Yeah, we were there on Saturday and Tuesday, and we'll be there again on Thursday because we ordered season tickets.
If you have an extra ticket, please let me know. I'd love baseball. It's the one sport I can sit through and not ask questions.
That's why I like baseball too.
Nice.
Yeah, I grew up with the Cincinnati Reds, so I pretty much can figure out what's going on. Where football, I'm like, why is that one running and they're all standing still? Why is he called a tight end? Like, how do you audition for that role?
Did you go to Major League Weekend when the Cincinnati Reds were here?
No.
Weren't they here? Am I crazy?
When
you're right. It was
happen?
middle of March.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I've been doing comedy and stuff, and man, I've been under a rock.
They kicked ass too, didn't they?
Team.
They won. Yeah, because Zach was.
They're not my team anymore.
Yeah.
I think
they're playing the Royals.
Okay, I've lived everywhere.
2 games.
So I lived in New York, and I lived in DC, and I lived in Philly, and I lived in LA, and I lived out here. So, my hometown team, it's kind of like your high school boyfriend. We're like, oh yeah, that was cool, but it was such a long time ago. I mean, I wish the Reds all the best. I mean, no hate, but I don't really follow. It's like, oh, it's baseball. What I do, because I can walk to Circa downtown, I just walk down and watch baseball games down there. They let you sit for free and just watch the games on the massive. Oh, you haven't been to Circa? They have like a 3-story tall sports book. Yeah, you can just roll in and watch 4 games at once.
Been there, saw the videos of the water pouring through it. We're sad for them. All the good things.
Yeah, I think they fixed it. The pool is nice.
Where the band is playing that we want to see that night, we'll either park at Neonopolis on one side, or park at
Garage
Mahal on the other side, and go in through Circa.
We're definitely
and what band?
We're definitely Velvet Elvis's biggest fans.
Ooh, nice.
So if you haven't seen them, check them out.
Oh, I will. Absolutely. So it sounds like we maybe could trade some extra baseball tickets for the comedy VIP tour at Wise Guys. I'm just saying, if you have one that's not going to get used, and if I'm not doing comedy, I would jump on it.
Yeah, we're all about that. I mean, we've had season tickets to lacrosse.
I'm sorry, it's just unusual.
We don't recommend.
Don't do it.
If you want to go to lacrosse, go buy the single game tickets. They're like a third of what the season tickets cost, and you get better seats. Yeah, it was kind of disappointing. And also, you qualify for things we didn't qualify for
as a local.
The people who gave the money up front.
Yeah, like the non-season ticket holders got a free jersey if they bought tickets to a specific game. Season ticket holders didn't get a jersey or any.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it was really weird. And we're drafting a letter to send to them, just like, here's why we're not renewing our season tickets, and we want to be nice, but we want to be firm about why. But then we had football. We had the XFL, and they played in Cashman, which was kind of hilarious in and of itself.
Because Cashman is cashless. Is that why it's hilarious?
And the best. Well, that's part too. But the funniest part is when we first moved here, we went to a soccer game at Cashman, and all Torya could ever remember about it is that.
And Vegas has some great stink, roving stink, and Cashman was the smelliest place in Vegas.
But we joke all the time that you're at a stadium called Cashman, and they're cashless.
Yeah. If you could make that into a meme, that would explode. Like, you guys are so close to like hitting on the insanity that's Vegas. Yes. There's this guy, Jacob's Life in Vegas.
Yeah.
He talks all about all the casinos and stuff. But you could be like, just Vegas Life, the real deal, and just post your stuff because you're really funny. I hope you guys explode, because so many people come here from Cali. I mean, I did, but it was like 8 or 9 years ago. So I'm kind of a local now. So much better out here. I mean, no beach, but it's so much better out here.
There's sand.
That's the thing. Like, there's a lot of that here. That's the thing. I never expected to like the desert as much as I do. I didn't expect to like the surroundings as much as I do. We went out to Red Rock a couple of weeks ago.
Nice.
We actually did a video on that, and it's beautiful out there.
Yeah.
Like, just flat out beautiful.
Yeah.
And you just ask yourself, like, who knew that? I mean, we had gone to dinner once at, what is that, the Red Rock Casino over there? Who knew that right up the street was this beautiful park? Who knew this?
And a Costco and really good pizza. Yeah, we need to like hang out. Some of the best pizza in Vegas is right by that Costco, just a little bit north of the casino.
We like pizza.
All right.
We did a video on all the best pizza in Vegas. So
oh shit! I've got to go check that out because I consider myself to be a pizza girl. Did you go to Good Pie and Evil Pie?
We went to Evil Pie.
We went to Evil Pie.
Good Pie's on Main Street near Wise Guys. And then do you know Secret Pizza in the Cosmo? Have you been there?
We have been there, but it wasn't part of the video.
We've been there. That wasn't part of our video.
I mean, it's okay. It's more for the story. I mean, the pizza's...
Have you been to Twisted Pizza in Henderson?
No.
You need to go.
How is it? Is it like pot-infused pizza or something?
No, it's just sourdough crust, and they have pizza cones.
It's yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, road trip, definitely from downtown. Yeah, thank you for that tip. You guys are awesome. I just want to promote the crap out of you. I'm on Instagram too, Sadia Carone, which is my full name, or Sadia Music. I'm trying to switch it to match the YouTube. I post a lot of my comedy there, but I will gladly post your stuff there because it's funny.
Vice versa. I think you're hilarious. I've been over here she's probably going to chastise me later for being quiet, in quotes. But it's just, you're just so funny. You're just so funny that I'm just over here laughing. And then by the time I have something else to say, you two are going at it again. And I'm like, okay, well, this is really hilarious to watch. We left you out today. It's all right. It was one of the best experiences I've had on this show in a long time.
Really?
Really, it is.
Could you put that in writing and send it to me?
Sure, of course I can.
Some of
it was
these,
so much fun.
I want to be a public speaker, like not just a podcast interview. I want to like go and get paid 6 figures to go talk to people, and they require letters of recommendation from people that you've spoken to.
More than happy to.
When we're done recording, don't just boogie off. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we're still recording. Holy crap!
Yes, ma'am. We let it go.
We did like 3 episodes.
And in that time, you've gained 2 Instagram followers and 1 YouTube subscriber.
Yeah.
Yes, and I will get my phone. I know you guys can see me. I will promote the crap out of your YouTube because
that's awesome.
Yeah,
well,
this needs to happen.
One of the things that we've been doing on purpose, and this was really accidental, so I'm not quite sure how this worked out, is we've been trying to make friends just in general. And then what's happened accidentally is that because we are who we are, the other kind of people we're coming into contact with are entertainment people. Because we want to go and be entertained, right?
Right.
So now who do you want to be a friend with? You want to be a friend with that guy right there who just told you jokes, or the guy that just sang to you in the band. Well, yeah, that's what you end up doing. You become friends with those people, and then you say to yourself, "How did I become friends with nobody but entertainers?"
Because you have the gift, like attracts like. So look, you know how the Mormons, or wait, who knocks on your door and wants to talk to you about Jesus? Like
Mormons,
who are those?
Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay. So I do in my stand-up, I'm like, do you have a few minutes to talk about comedy? Could I tell you how a personal relationship with comedy has changed my life? Do you have room in your heart to accept the gifts that comedy has for you? So I've been told I'm hilarious literally my whole life, but I didn't know how to do stand-up because my dad's a lawyer, my mom's a school teacher. Like, we never went to a comedy club. No one knew. But you can pretty much go to any comedy club and they have an open mic. And I want to make the experience as painless as possible. So if you want, I will help you write your set. There's this one comic, he's new. I literally wrote his set for him. I'm like, here's what you're going to say and here's what you're going to do. And it's going to be hilarious. And he was so sweet. He got up on stage and gave me credit. I was like, I'm just helping you. Like, just like, you got to get your persona. And he's like, Sadia wrote my set tonight. I was like, oh, that was so cool. But I'm here to help. Like, it's so much fun. And, I meet people I would have never normally met because, we're going to the mics all the time and we're booking gigs together. And I'm at a gig and I'm like, oh yeah, I know you, So it's just a huge, wonderful, welcoming community. And, but you have to prepare. Okay, Mr. Procedure. Seriously, we make it look easy, but 3 minutes goes by quickly. You don't want to be cut off in the middle. And if you finish early, I tell people, say one joke and get the fuck off the stage. We will love you. Just introduce yourself, say your funny thing, and be done. We'll be like, that guy was the coolest guy ever. Who's my favorite one?
One good laugh and out.
Yep. Hit on a high
They're
note.
just going to like me because of my hair anyway. I mean, come on.
Well, probably.
How many old guys like me have, blue and purple hair? Huh? Not too many guys have that.
Comedy attracts some interesting people.
There you go. That might be fun.
See. And I
Maybe
think
that
they'll love
is
you.
Where I fit.
I think your other half will also be considered a huge comedy asset. She will be well loved.
I do. I completely agree with you. Did I not say earlier that I think she's the funny one?
Well, but if you decided, like anything else, you just prepare and you just get up and you're just practicing again. It's not, oh shit, now the people are here. You're like, all right, let's go do this again. Like I've done it 8,000 times before. That's how I combat the anxiety, by being prepared. But it's not for everyone. If you don't want to do it, that's okay. I'm not going to force you, but I will say, I think you'd be great at it if you're willing to put in the work.
I have the best approach for you, babe. Are you ready?
No.
It's going to cost a little bit of money, though.
72 cents is your budget.
You trust? That's not enough. Didn't you learn anything from the Nike movie? Come on.
73 cents.
That does sound like the Nike movie. We're gonna use a holographic image of you performing the set.
That costs more than 73 cents.
You don't have to worry. Exactly. I told you it costs a little bit of money.
But what if you just did it on YouTube? Like, what if you never had to do it in front of people? What if you could just be funny and put it on Insta?
Oh, the webcam's just as terrifying.
But we're doing this now.
But it's not.
Okay, I want to.
She's cute.
I'm not judging. I'm just enthusiastic. So forgive me if I'm overbearing, but I just see such talent. If you ever choose to move in that direction, I will be here. But until then, I will
put the pressure on. It's why I got a driver's license at 29 years old.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds bad. That sounds bad. So can we clarify what that really means?
You go right ahead and clarify what that really means.
But you have to tell them if it's true or false, because I could be making up stories. The real reason is that, there's a big age gap between the two of us. And I think she was a little worried that, I know it kind of worked out in a weird way, didn't it? She was kind of worried that, I'll explain that in a second. She got her driver's license so that if something happened to me, she'd be able to get me around places. And lo and behold, we move here, and 1 week in, I throw out my hip completely.
Are you 80?
Close. Just take 85 and invert the numbers. Then you've got my age. I did that on purpose. The look on her face. That's great. Too bad they can't see that.
Wait, math. I'm trying to do math.
Yes,
okay, no, I was just being a smart aleck because, you say there's a giant age gap and then you talk about throwing out your hip again. You kind of set yourself up for that.
I did. I don't discount that at all. But the point is, it was ironic that she had just gotten her license maybe,
6 months?
8 months before. And that was the reason why, and there it was in reality. But yeah, we've learned some things about that. But anyway, the young lady here, Miss Bree, is saying time to go to bed.
Well, on that note, thank you for joining us today.
It was a pleasure. I think you guys are awesome.
With that note, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.